Aloha, CEO. So, quick heads up, if you guys are online, put where you're from in the chat below. There's some platforms I'm on my desktop, so I can't see everyone unless you comment. So, say hi so I can see your guys' names. And we can just talk story about investing, real estate. What is your best financial next step? Not a financial advisor, licensed realtor, anything like that, but speaking from experience of being investing for the last intentionally for the last 6 years full time. Prior to that, I was a civil engineer and had a really good career, but I wasn't able to get ahead. And so I had a big wake up call one day that just led me to looking in other streams of income. So that's what we're going to be sharing about today. Oh, can everybody hear it? Alo said, okay, perfect. Any questions you guys have about real estate, about investing, about, next steps that I can help with? Aloha, Valos, Cali Guy on YouTube, Felix, Samra, CEO Terry, Lauren on TikTok. We have Instagram, Musubi65. Oh, I like that handle. Ash, Itsana, Mel. So today we're just going to be talking about kind of if you ever thought about investing and if it's something that word sounds really formal and it can be scary to a lot of people, or they think that you need all this financial background to start. So I want to kind of see where you guys are at in your journey. Have you guys started investing? Doesn't have to be in real estate. When I talk about investing, it's mainly have you started, there's stocks, there's your 401k that counts as an investment. What type of investing have you started? Or if you haven't started yet, just say you haven't, then haven't started. Hey, the real Hong Kong. House Flipper said real estate. Can tell by your name. Yes. Oh, thanks, Ivy. Please share this live, like it, so that more people can see it. My goal is to make finances, make investing, make real estate more of a conversation that we can have even amongst family or friends. And if you don't know anybody that's talking about money, it's time to get started, get around people that actually are, because those people are the ones that are trying to make better moves, that are trying to figure out finances. And in this economy, in this state that we're in this country, you really need multiple streams of income to be able to enjoy life. And we don't want to just be working. I was on that path of had my career. Was an engineer for 10 years, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this until I'm 67, retire. And there's nothing wrong with that if you love your job, no matter how much you're getting paid. If you love your job, that's the ultimate goal. Or you love your business, the business that you're doing. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing something that you love, that's the ultimate goal, and you can make a positive impact on the world. So for my story, it's not to put down the path that I was on. It's just to show that I knew that I was meant for more. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? Like you're meant for a different path, you're meant to do more, or you're not living up to your full potential? Anybody else feel like that? Oh, it's Ethan. Hey, Ethan, long time. He's if you're on TikTok, you should follow him. He is a we connected through a coaching program, a mentorship, and he's doing some awesome things with real estate, also with content. And we always love a good story. So I'm glad that you guys are here live with me as I kind of journey through. Um, One of my teammates suggested going live every week. So it is a challenge given how busy we are, but like anything else, you make time for the things that are important to you or that are priority, especially when it comes to doing something new. And initially, when I shifted careers, basically, I was working 60 to 70-hour weeks. I was married, 2 kids, like no time. But because this was something I knew I needed a change in my life, I started getting up earlier, waking up at 4 a.m. I no longer have to do that. Hallelujah. There's a time and a place for sacrifice and all of that. But I would wake up early because my excuse every time was like, I had no time. But you may have to just sacrifice some of your sleep, whether you're a night owl or early morning person, to dedicate that towards your new goal. And you can achieve it. And it's possible. But I think a lot of us are burnt out on life, and that's fine. But look at why. Like, why are you burnt out? Why do you feel like you may not be accomplishing your goals? And if you have accomplished your goals and you're doing what you love every single day, you're happy, you're, balanced in life, that's awesome. I love that for you. And even for me, sometimes I got to stop myself from being like, okay, here's the next goal achieved. Here's the next goal achieved. Like, I am a constant goal getter. I need to set, and because I'm an entrepreneur, I need to set my own achievements. And once I do get something, I'm like, okay, what's next? What's next? But there's rarely times where I will step back and be like, oh man, I should have just stayed in that moment, and not looking for the next thing to achieve. Because oftentimes that's what leads to burnout, is that you're trying to do so much with so little time and you don't take more time to kind of soak it in. So this is just your reminder too, to if you are someone like me who is a high achiever, don't forget to celebrate your wins and take some downtime, on especially spend that downtime with people that you love. So that's my soapbox for right now. But if you're getting value from this live, give a thumbs up, give a heart, like, share this live with someone who needs this just little pep talk, pick me up today. But also talking about finances, money, real estate. Okay, so let's get to some comments. Alo Ruiz, I might be butchering this, says on Instagram, I own a home. My husband is interested in a raw property. How do we go about that direction? So, Alo, that totally depends if you're buying that property for yourselves or as an investment. So, always, majority of the time, the cheapest loans that you can get are conventional loans through banks. There are, especially if it's raw land, more sellers may be open to financing the land for you, the property for you, meaning like they become the bank. You purchase it from them, but you don't have to give them all the money up front, or you don't have to get a bank loan. You can agree on a down payment, an interest, what interest you're going to pay them, and then you make monthly payments to them. So that's called owner financing or seller financing. A lot of times, people may do this with vehicles too. So you can actually do it with properties as well. So that is one way you could go about that. I mean, knowing where you want the land, what is your budget, what is a good pricing for it, and everything like that is going to be kind of key. So I think the number one thing is just having a buy box, we call it in real estate, of, okay, where are you looking? What market are you looking at? How much acreage you want? What's going to be your strategy? You're going to rent it out. You're going to build on it. You're going to live in it. So there's a few more steps to kind of thinking of a game plan for that. Okay, water camp. Max says, investment plan, please, stocks, options, and real estate. So I invest in kind of stocks for fun. And then so meaning like I have Webull and I have Robinhood, and I bought a stocks, I think during COVID. So I'm talking about individual stocks that I purchased and that I kind of have growing on the side. My main source is real estate and specifically payouts from apartment buildings, commercial buildings, and RV parks that I own, as well as my own personal rentals. So rental cash flow is huge. And that's mainly what I focus on. And for those who want to get into real estate and maybe haven't bought their first home yet, the best way to start purchase your own home while starting to invest is to get a home that has multiple units. So it could be a 2 to 4 unit. Those qualify for conventional loans. That would be the best starting point for somebody who is looking for a home or a house in a cottage, or maybe even a garage that could convert to ADU. A lot of people in California are doing that to afford to live there. So these are just giving you some ideas that are investing ideas, but also any normal person that just wants to help cover their expenses and also make a little bit of cash flow can start doing. Hey, Mel, Shane. P.S. Joe said, I need wins. But the zero down theory is not true, right? Yeah, so there are different homes that you can purchase without zero down payment. So if you're talking about like a home for a regular person that's going to live in it, you can get down payment assistance. There's a lot of other programs out there that will actually cover your down payment, depending on your situation. But even with those types of help, number one, I think the main thing is you have to live in it. But number two, you could buy a 2 to 4 unit property and live in one unit, rent out the rest, get the zero down payment, get the down payment assistance. So it does exist. It's real. But not a lot of people, you have to fit in a certain box in order to qualify, in order to get those types of assistance. But there is also owner financing. So if you're able to negotiate a deal where it's zero down payment, that can happen as well. So don't think it's impossible, but it does take work, education. You got to know different strategies to be able to talk to the owner about it. Hey, George. So what's the biggest thing holding you guys back right now? Is it money, experience? Mel says, hey, my wife and I bought a multifamily house 5 years ago. How soon do you think we can buy another home? You can buy another home tomorrow, I believe. And I'm not a lender or licensed professional. In that realm, in the real estate realm. But my understanding is for a lot of loans, you only have to live in that home for 1 year. And then you can qualify for a loan for another property. So you don't have to stay in that property, I believe, for longer than a year, maybe 2 years, just depending on the type of loan that you got. And assistance too. There was a home that I did buy that because we got assistance with our down payment, and we sold it within 15 years, we had to then pay back that down payment. But it was fine. We did make a lot of money, so we're okay with that. So PS Joe says fear, experience. Yes, most beginners think they're already too late and compare themselves to other successful people who have invested before on the internet, especially. And they think they have to have a lot of money, all these years of experience. But we all started somewhere. And I think a lot of times we are our worst enemy and we think we have to start big and we have to, jump full force in. I know me and my business partner Fuzzy, we did that. We jumped all into real estate because we needed that pivot in our life and that shift. It was the right thing for us, but it's not the right thing for everyone. So if you're needing a huge shift, yes, go all in. But if you are kind of content with where you are and you're just kind of looking for another stream of income or looking for something else to do, then you can just learn by doing, learn by attending online events, attending presentations, even in-person meetups or workshops. That's what's going to help you build the confidence, because then you're going to learn the lingo. Because I think people get overwhelmed, and sometimes I have to take a step back and realize, oh my gosh, I don't know that they understand what I'm talking about yet. So I have to simplify what I'm saying. And so it's easy to get caught up in a lot of the jargon when you're around people talking about money and finances and real estate. But don't worry, it's normal. It happens to all of us. Yes, Joe's just tired of struggling. So, like I mentioned, if you're tired of whatever place in life that you're at, then come to these free. We're having actually a free masterclass, online, virtual, on Thursday at 12 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So we'll be talking about all of this. So if you guys are even from Hawaii, if you can hop on, it'll help just bring up some new ideas and help you brainstorm, and definitely help you just think about what's your next step. So I know I was at a place that I didn't know I wanted to get into real estate, flipping homes, buying rentals, commercial buildings, all of that. But what I knew was I didn't want to stay where I was at. So by attending these events, being around other people that have other ideas, that got me thinking out the box. That got me thinking more creatively. And then I kind of chose the path on what was my next step, because my circle of people were kind of all doing the same thing, just working, stay in your career till you're 67, and then you retire and you enjoy life. But I don't know how many people in their family, majority of my actual family members, I think after 70, they don't make it to 80. So if you think about that, you work most of your life at a job you might not like, to then retire and only have a few years to enjoy yourself. And that sounds morbid, but I'm just saying with my family, that's what got me thinking about making that change at 30, is that could I do this for another 30 years? And the answer was no. I didn't want to. It didn't fulfill me. It wasn't making the impact or the difference that I wanted in the world, to help my local community, to help others like me that started with nothing. So that's when I knew I had to get around in a different circle. And I think even especially in Hawaii, the numbers are so big. Homes are $1 million. So I get why people think like, I can never do this, right? Homes are $1 million. This can never work for me. But that's why you need to get around people that are actually doing it, so you can see, okay, what are they doing to make this happen? And my whole thought process was, oh my gosh, you have to start with so much money. They came from rich families. That's how they got the leg up. And surprisingly, the more I read books, listened to podcasts about investing, I learned that majority of the really successful investors, they actually didn't start off with a lot of money. And so when I realized that, because I educated myself, I just didn't assume. Before, I was just assuming and I never really looked into it because I just thought, that could never happen for me. But you gain the confidence through education, through reading books, attending networks, just like I mentioned, just being around the right people. And we created this free masterclass on Thursday because it's built specifically for people just starting out. People like Joe, who was just like, man, I can't afford anything. Oh, thanks. You've been following me, following me for a while. Yeah. So the thing about it is you just need to get around people that you've seen. And that's why I love social media, is because you can share so much about your own journey. It doesn't have to just be the glitz and glamour, but you share about the struggles, and then you see other people progress, right? They started from nothing and then now they're millionaires. But while you're watching their journey, that could be your journey too. So the best day to start was yesterday. The next best time to start is today. So my goal isn't to convince you to start investing. It's just to try to understand where you're at so that you can make the best next step for you. So on the masterclass, we're giving you a step-by-step roadmap. If you wanted to get started investing in real estate specifically, that's what we're going to be talking about. And it is focused in Hawaii. We do actually have an event coming up that we'll be talking about as well. But the main goal in all of the free education we give, even the reels, the videos that I do on YouTube, is really just to give you some ideas of what you could be doing and then let you pick the right path for yourself. So I don't want you to take too much more time just thinking about where you're at, how you're struggling, and I know it's hard living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know for those who know my story, but I got pregnant while I was in college and I wanted to give up. I wanted to move home and just work and take care of her. But the reality struck that, oh my gosh, I really, being a parent at 20, I needed a solid foundation to be able to take care of another human being. So yes, in that time frame, I would never have been able to have any time to think about investing or doing something super creative or starting, a business and being an entrepreneur. So props to those people who just have a lot of responsibility, a lot on their plate, and are still able to manage to think outside the box, because that is a lot. And I know that you just getting around people that are thinking more creatively when it comes to income streams is going to change how you view it too. So Volis says, actually taking the first leap into it. Yeah, awesome. So we'll put the link to register for the masterclass. Message me too on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever masterclass. We'll send you the link for Thursday. I hope you guys can just show up and learn, listen in, even if you're at work, just throw in that earbud and get some new ideas, right? Like, I think two people in the comments, we're going to be answering questions. We're going to have a Q&A, and those questions might even spark more direction for you as well. So Miguel says, I think it's hard to find deals that make the numbers worth it. Yes. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this and be like real estate investing or buying rentals and buying flips is the ultimate answer. Like, there's so many deals out there, because depending on what you're looking for, it can be tight. But there's other ways to invest without doing all the hard work like that. I'm just going to give you some little spills. You could do wholesaling. You could, they call it bird dogging. You could go find homes that are in distress and sell those leads to other investors. There's partnerships. So Anyway, those are just a few stuff that we'll be talking about that you can make money, or connecting somebody with money to somebody who has a deal and they get a finder's fee. So there are ways that you can still make money through real estate by being almost like the connector of things. So if you're in Hawaii too, or in California, New York, like all these really expensive places, yes, it is very expensive. It may be a little bit higher risk to invest in those areas. But if you find a really good opportunity, it could be a life changer. Like one deal, I'll just tell you a little bit. On my first deal, I renovated a condo in 30 days. We sold it 15 days later. So in 45 days, I netted $103,000. With no renovation experience, while working 60 to 70-hour weeks at my job, with 2 kids, with my husband. Would that change for you? Would that change your life? It's not millions, but it's a great start in 45 days. So just giving you a little something to think about. But in this masterclass on Thursday, we're going to walk through a simple roadmap for you getting started. Even if you have no money, no experience, and no idea where to begin. So make sure you guys reserve your seat today, comment masterclass. And if this live helped you, hit the like button so more families can see this, more people can get motivated, and just have a place that they can tune into, ask some questions about maybe they're building wealth. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. But the more you listen in, the more you're around it, the more guidance you'll get, or the more direction you'll get that will relate to your specific situation. So follow me on here, plus Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I share different ideas, different types of content on each platform. And every week we'll kind of break down investing in a simple, practical way that anybody can do, truly. But you got to commit. Okay, last thing. PJ said, what book would you recommend today? Okay. I mean, it was so funny you talked about that, because we just celebrated my daughter's 20th birthday. And I brought this with me because I was going to try to read it, but didn't have enough time if we had downtime. Right here. 100%. That book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this is the one that really helped me think about finances differently. Who else read this book? Yeah, Joe, anytime. Anytime. Okay, with that, I will catch you on the next live. Oh, camera blurred. There we go. Oh, Vols Cali guy, loved it. Thank you. So I will catch you next week, every Tuesday, unless I have an event that I need to go to. I think I missed a couple of Tuesdays. There was like a tax auction. There was another event that I had to speak at or something. But every Tuesday, tune in, 9 a.m. Hawaii time, around there. Sometimes I'm a little bit late, but I'll be on for you guys. Hui ho.